from pastebin.com, where anonymous Operation Ferguson writes, a little over 24 hours ago in Ferguson, Missouri, that was written August 10th on Sunday. The Ferguson Police Department shot an unarmed teen 6 times and killed him. He was left to die in a pool of blood in sweltering heat for hours while the police militarized the area against protesters and attempted to concoct a reasonable story as to why they snatched this innocent life for no reason. St. Louis County Sheriff's Department even sealed the roads, leaving Ferguson in a vain attempt to prevent protesters from reaching the city. His name was Mike Brown. He was 17. That's weird. I have read reports that he was 18. That's interesting. And he would have started college next week. Instead, his family is struggling to come up with funeral costs. Tragic. There's more to the story, but you can read it yourself. I turn now to the Operation Ferguson video. Let's watch this and then talk about it.
The 18-year-old male victim had no weapon on him, and he had his hands up in the air, but was still shot by police multiple times.
Little anonymous logo there, so you know it's official.
Greetings world, we are anonymous. On August 9th in Ferguson, Missouri, the 17-year-old and unarmed Mike Brown was shot several times and killed by an officer of the Ferguson Police Department. His body was left to lie in a pool of blood in the sweltering heat for hours while 15 police departments militarized the area against protesters, sealed the roads leading to Ferguson in a vain attempt to prevent protesters from reaching the city. The police has clearly crossed a line in the sand. For this reason, Anonymous will not be satisfied this time, as we have in the past, with simply obtaining justice for this young man and his family. Anonymous demands that the congressional representatives and senators from Missouri introduce legislation entitled Mike Brown's Law that will set strict national standards for police conduct and misbehavior in the USA. To the good people of Ferguson, take heart, and take your streets. You are not alone. We will support you in every way possible. Occupy every square inch of your city. Demand justice. Staying silent today could result in the death of your kid tomorrow. To the Ferguson Police Department and any other jurisdictions who are deployed to the protests, we are watching you very closely. If you abuse, harass, or harm in any way the protesters in Ferguson, we will take every web-based asset of your departments and governments offline. That is not a threat, it is a promise. Attacking the protesters will result in the release of personal information on every single member of the Ferguson Police Department, as well as any other jurisdiction that participates in the abuse of this state's own law. We will seize all your databases and emails pools and dump them on the internet. This is your first and last warning. The time has come for more than simple justice for these atrocities. The time has come to draw a line in the sand. The time has come to bring those to justice who serve to protect us, not kill us. Until justice prevails, hack and protest will replace it. Operation Ferguson engaged. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Ferguson, expect us.
Okay, so that's the video. Anonymous. The URL on that, or the group is Anon Insiders on YouTube. That's the channel name. I'm skeptical, and you heard me booing over the video. That was the part where Anonymous voice was suggesting there be some new law, Mike Brown's Law. And this new law, you see, is going to make the police follow their own rules. They're going to behave now that there's this new law. See,
who's going to enforce the law?
I mean, duh. Ferguson, I mean, I'm really happy with Anonymous. I want to like them, but there's so often, I mean, first of all, there's no like one organization that you can call anonymous, so it's tough to even like assign blame or congratulations for any given action. But this one stinks. They should just come out with the information about the police department. They should just do what they're going to do. Like if there was some misconduct, like the police left him in the street for hours. So, you know, report on that. Do what Anonymous does, right? Dig up the dirt on the local police department and publish it. You know, what's keeping them from doing that? They don't need some new law for accountability. They are accountability. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's a mess.
I
I don't know. I feel like these things are so common now. Like everyone has seen them now. Like there was a time not so long ago when nobody had heard of an event like this, and now I don't know if it's because they're occurring more frequently or because they're better documented. Probably a combination of both.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has heard a story like this, and it's becoming much harder to sustain the officer-friendly belief, if that makes sense.
Yeah, the officers do not look friendly. It's hard to, yeah, I don't know. Well, here's their website. This is what Operation Ferguson looks like, according to the anonymous group. This is at operationferguson.cf, and I think it's kind of cool. So there are some good aspects of this activism. Like they made the video that explains what happened to the young guy. They've got links to press releases. They've got a Twitter account, an email address, like lots of connectivity. This is all good stuff. The law part stinks. They didn't think that one through. That's really stupid. So I don't know. That's my commentary on this activism. Good job, but not all the way.
Yes, so close.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. Anonymous has a tendency to go after the people in power directly, either by like shutting down their website or releasing their personal information or things like that. It makes me wonder if Anonymous gets interested in police brutality as an issue, like what sort of attacks do you do on a police officer from the internet?
Well, you publish you publish information about what they do. There's plenty of like Facebook pages and Police One blogs for Anonymous to scour through and publish information about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I assume that's what they would do. That's what the police hate the most is public accountability, right? They're always trying
to
to
be identified as individuals is what they hate the most.
Right, because we don't know the name of this officer who shot this 18-year-old boy just 3 days later. That's something that we would typically know if this was a regular murder. All right, we're going to talk more peaceful resistance news when we come back. This is Peace News Now.